Hey, it's Sam. I promised I'd come back on here to do a video on how my diet has helped me. I feel like the diet has helped me some of the most with my symptoms for my heart and a little bit of the breathing too, but mostly heart rate. And if I seem a little out of breath, it's still steps get me. And I was just walking up the steps, so that's still something that will cause my heart rate to go up a little bit. So back in March, I decided to go on low histamine. So March of 2021, end of March. I noticed that if I ate pizza with eggplant, it would go through the roof. Avocado, my heart would skyrocket. Sourdough bread, white baguettes, banana, certain tomato sauces, anything in brine, like olives in brine, certain kinds of yogurts with, you know, depending on their what culture, bacterial culture that they're in. Um, so, and then I saw some videos on mast cell. So I was like, well, this sounds like me. Let's give this a try and see if this helps because I would eat certain foods and my heart rate would just like go way up to where I would get really shaky after. I was like, oh my God. And then it would take like over 2 hours to go down, and you know what? I don't care how much I like avocados, which I love avocados, by the way. Um, I'm not going to eat them. So I went on a really strict diet between March and April where I was pretty much like, I would eat oatmeal, blueberries. I put chia seeds in there. I would have like an herbal tea for breakfast. Then I would make these chia puddings with like almond milk and I put them in the freezer and I'd have chia seeds and I put blueberries in there and I'd put them and have them as a snack or like overnight. It's almost like overnight oats, that tastes really good if you put them in there with almond milk because I only eat almond milk. Um, so um, so I'd have that as a snack, and then like at that time, I think nectarines were starting to come into season. I was eating a ton of nectarines because I could eat nectarines that didn't cause that's not high in histamine. But I was like, I really missed avocado and everything. Like you notice everything has tomatoes, and I had to eat only gluten-free things. So at that time, I was just making like bland soups for a month. Like blueberry smoothies, lots of blueberries I was eating, nectarines, some dark cherries in smoothies with some almond milk. But I really miss bananas because they were at a good base. So, and I don't eat any meat. I don't originally, so I don't eat any meat, no dairy, no eggs, no fish. Um, a lot of people said with histamines, like you weren't supposed to eat tofu or you're not supposed to eat beans. I still ate them because I thought I'm going to become anemic if I don't if I don't eat that. It'll be so restrictive. I'm going to have supplements for everything. So I did that for a month. And then I was eating like sprouted grain bread, Ezekiel sprouted grain bread. So I brought that in the mix. And then I started eating, I could eat like soy yogurt, which I like. So I started eating that. Like I could bring in a few things. Like I was able to bring back pickles, some olives, even though they say they're high histamine, they don't bother me. I still get a little red rash from stuff, but I think that's just some sort of inflammation that's not histamine level because I don't have it anywhere else. And it's very little. It's just the same spot I had it since beginning of COVID. Um, so yeah, since March, now we're fast forwarding to like now I'm doing this on October 31st, 2021. I still don't eat avocados or spinach because I'm actually afraid to try them again because my heart rate would go up so much. There's still no tomatoes, and no bananas. And I started bringing back little citrus fruits like pineapples and a little bit of like lemon juice. It's not bothering me right now. So it's great. Like I have done that. And tonight I had some waffles that were not gluten free, but they were vegan that normally would cause my heart rate to skyrocket. And it's not. I'm thinking since I've gone this low histamine thing for like 7 months, right? I'm thinking I'm being able to bring stuff back, but it helped immensely with my heart rate. Because histamines cause your veins to dilate. So, if you already have dilated veins from POTS, and then the histamine's on top, and then gluten's hard to digest, because like if I had a baguette, I'd be in trouble. I think all of that combined really can add to, the heart rate going up because your veins are being dilated. I know this firsthand. Like I I don't enjoy sitting for 2 hours after eating or being out with people and eating somewhere and then looking like a fool because my heart's going up to 120 just from eating something, to the point where I feel like I'm going to pass out, and it's embarrassing. I could do it at home. I could be at home and that happen and just like lay down and pray for the best, but I don't like that if I'm eating out. And there was a time in this period, like there's nothing for me to eat in restaurants. I avoided going out with friends. I assure you, all of the rest of you think like you've isolated yourself because of this a little bit. I know I have, because it's embarrassing. I'd be like, I can't eat anything. So yeah, tonight was a big milestone because I could eat those waffles again. My goal, I would really love to be able to eat bananas, tomatoes, and avocados again, and I do miss orange juice. Throughout this, I have tried to avoid almost all sugars. I eat hardly any like dessert items. And I think, over time, when you're not eating something, your taste buds adjust anyway and regenerate, and you don't really miss it. I haven't eaten dark chocolate since April of 2020 when my heart rate started going fast. And I miss that a lot. But that's the only thing that I miss that's like a sweet, because I really liked dark chocolate with peanut butter. But it's only when I see it in the store, I'll be like, oh, I remember how this tasted, but it's not like I'm dying to have it. And even beforehand all this, because, histamines, there's something to do. It's not high in histamines, but it blocks, I think it's DAO. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you're not supposed to have coffee, like black tea, coffee, or I think it's even in green tea, which I haven't been drinking. That actually happened in, I want to say it was May. Okay, so after I was vaccinated in April, my breathing issues got really, really bad. And I went to Panera and I thought I was getting a peach herbal tea. And I'm like, this doesn't taste like herbal tea. And it was not an herbal tea. I drank it and I'm like, whoa, I'm not feeling right. I'm feeling really jittery, but like it was a strange feeling, like I had to keep hyperventilating. So it was the first day of my online classes for the summer, and all I did all day was hyperventilate, to the point where my back felt bruised by my lungs. I mean, I was hyperventilating from like 8:30 a.m. until about almost 9 at night until bed. It was so bad. I thought I'm gonna have to go to the ER, but they're not gonna do anything for me because, I mean, my oxygen was fine. It was just because of the histamines. I was miserable that day. And then I come to find out, next time I go to Panera, I see the tea I see like the little containers of the tea. I was like, oh my gosh, it was a black tea. So that caused breathing issues galore. I am terrified to ever have black tea again after that, or coffee. But I've had a chai tea and that doesn't have the histamine issues. So I'm able to have like a chai tea latte, and I don't have any issues with that. And I drink a lot of white tea, and that's low caffeine. So like those are the things I can drink that are caffeinated. But like really bad things to do if you have mast cell with histamine is black tea and coffee. Big no. And I've heard of people after having COVID, they get rashes all over after having some coffee. Luckily, I gave up my coffee addiction like several years prior to getting COVID, even though I was addicted to chai tea lattes at Starbucks. I don't even get chai tea lattes anymore at Starbucks because they don't taste good. They're just too sugary. I get them from a local coffee shop and he puts more cinnamon and doesn't put too much sugar in it. So that's what I like now. I don't eat much sugar these days. I'm trying to think what I eat that has sugar. The only thing is sometimes in my oatmeal, I put a little bit of real maple syrup, the really good kind with no preservatives. I put that in there. That tastes good. And then what other a thing I do miss too are spices. I lived in the South and we like our spices. So that's something I really miss. I hope I can bring that back in my soups and my dishes because I cayenne pepper was my thing, and that's not good to eat when you have this issue. Um, you know, so that's something else I want to bring back. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I know it sounds pretty restrictive what I've been eating, but I feel like if you are really restrictive for several months and you slowly bring back in the foods, you'll probably be able to eat them again. I'm seeing a allergist in December. I've been waiting for him in months. It's almost like I don't even need to see him anymore because I'm feeling a lot better. But it'll be interesting to get some tests done and see if I'm allergic to any foods or, histamine intolerance. When I get tested at late December. But yeah, like in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, for the most part, like the days I'm not commuting and have to going up bad steps on the train and stuff, because steps still aggravate me, cause my heart rate to go up. But yeah, my heart rate's been like a 67 or 75, and it only go up 10 beats, maybe 15 when I first stand, and it goes back down to like 10 above what it is, which is really good. That's no longer classifying as POTS, you know? So if I didn't cut out those foods, then I'd be in pretty bad shape now, and I would have probably had more inflammatory markers. I mean, there's no way I could be eating meat or dairy or any of those yogurts with cultural problems. Because I had one yogurt, it was vegan yogurt, but it was oat lily. Oh my god, my blood pressure skyrocketed because of the cultural, like the just the different culture in there opposed to the other ones I was eating. My blood pressure was like 165 over like 100. And I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna die. I know it was from the yogurt. So yeah, and lately I've been putting a lot of cinnamon and stuff, and that's helping my heart rate. It was a major milestone to eat those waffles tonight, and my heart rate didn't skyrocket after. It didn't go up at all, really. It stayed in the 60s, which is pretty amazing. Um, just for all that, if we would have gone back to last year at this time, I didn't know what I had, and I didn't know what caused my heart rate to go up, and I'd eat these foods and I felt like I was going to die, and I was on a beta blocker every day, and I'd have to take the beta blocker like literally like right after I ate. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I don't have that anymore. The only time I ever get that sensation, it's not related to food. It's early in the morning when I'm commuting and my backpack is way too heavy because I have to carry my laptop and things. And I haven't had quite enough fluids, and I have to go up the big train steps and I get off. And that whole process real early in the morning will cause it, but it'll go out the way throughout the day. But it'll cause some nausea throughout the day, no doubt about that. But I'm kind of learning how to manage that. And if it gets really bad in the morning when I'm commuting, which is one day a week, I take like 2.5 milligrams of propanolol. And then I don't have to take any more the rest of the day. I take it in the morning and I'm good. But I only do that once every 2-3 weeks if it's a bad morning when I'm commuting. So, last year at this time I was on it every day, twice a day, up to 3 times a day. So big difference. Diet has helped immensely. I'll leave some stuff down below if I forgot anything. But yeah, that's about it. And if you have any questions about diet, just leave them below too. I can answer that if I missed anything. I know this was kind of long, but yeah. And if you're seeing this today, happy Halloween. And any other suggestions for videos, let me know. And we'll just say, yeah, Tank too. Right, Tank? Bye. Yeah, this poor dog's been through it all with me, so he's happy I'm feeling a little better. Okay, see ya. Bye.